All right, fifth grade, happy Thursday. Remember that today is the last day of the week for work. We will not have school tomorrow, Friday, just because we have conferences during the day. Okay. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do third person point of view, review kind of about what third person is all about, finding third person, being able to change stories into third person, kind of like we've been doing throughout this week with first and second person as well. Okay. So today's third person. Looking ahead, what we'll be doing next week, we will be looking at all three, first, second, and third person perspective, do some games, do some other kinds of activities that will kind of get us some more practice with point of view. All right, we're kind of wrapping up, getting towards the end here with point of view, but it is important that we continue to practice, and we'll keep doing that next week as well. Okay, so today what I'll be doing is I'll be going through these notes. You can copy what I have. I will ask you to do a couple different things on your own though. So first, third person point of view. All right, so if you remember some of the pronouns that are very important in third person point of view, things like he, she, it, and they. And then here is what third person point of view is. Okay, it is when the narrator is not in the story, right? So in third person, the narrator, the person telling you this story, is not one of the characters, okay? The person who is telling this story is somebody who is watching from the sidelines, somebody who's watching from far away. Okay, that's third person point of view. And that's why we see so many pronouns like he, she, it, and they, because the narrator is trying to tell us about the characters in the story. All right, so we're going to see a lot of he did this, she said this, it was here, right? So those are the pronouns that we see because the narrator is not part of the story. Okay. Okay, so next slide. Remember, there are actually two different kinds of third person point of view. Okay, so the first one is omniscient. That's how you say that kind of fancy word right there, omniscient. And the second one is limited. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a reminder of what do those two words mean, and then we'll look at an example. Okay, so omniscient, if you remember, third person omniscient is when the narrator can see everyone's thoughts and feelings. Okay, so third person omniscient is when the narrator can see everybody's thoughts and feelings that are going on inside their head. Okay, so that is third person omniscient. An example of this is everyone was feeling nervous about the quiz later today. Okay, so the narrator might be telling us about a classroom, and the narrator in this example right here can see inside of everybody's head that they feel nervous, right? They can see their thoughts and feelings. Okay, so because we get to see everybody's thoughts and feelings, we know that everyone was feeling nervous. That way we know that it's omniscient, because the narrator can see inside everybody. All right, it's the opposite for limited. That is when the narrator So the narrator can only see inside one person's thoughts and feelings. Okay, holes was actually an example of this. I know that I've said that before, and it was third person limited because the narrator was telling us how Stanley was, what he was thinking, how he was feeling, but we didn't get to see anybody else's thoughts or feelings. We only got to see Stanley's. Okay, so in third person limited, the narrator still is not inside the story. They're not a character. but they can only see inside of one person's thoughts and feelings. Okay? An example of this. Stanley felt sore on day 2. Okay? We know this because the narrator is able to see inside of Stanley's head and is able to see what Stanley is thinking and feeling. Okay, but that's only one character. We don't get to see inside of X-Ray's head. We don't get to see inside of Zero's head, Mr. Pendanski, the warden. We don't know how they feel. We only know how Stanley feels. So that is third person limited. Okay? Okay, if you need to pause right here to make sure you got all the notes, we're going to move on. So we're going to do today, like we've been doing throughout this week, we're going to change these stories into third person. Okay, so it's in one sentence, like, I haven't seen anything so amazing in all my life. Okay, so right now this is in first person because we have the pronouns I and my. And we know that the narrator, the person telling this, is the main character of the story. Okay, so this is first person. We're going to change it to third person. Okay, we're going to do this one together. I'm going to ask you to do the next one on your own, and then we'll talk about the last practice for today. So to change this into third person, let's say that the narrator is talking about a character who hasn't seen anything so amazing in their life. Okay, so so instead of being in first person, I haven't seen anything amazing or anything so amazing in my life. We're going to change it to third person where we're talking about somebody else. She hadn't seen anything so amazing in her life. Okay, so we changed it. We changed these pronouns here from I to she and her. Okay, I want you to do the next one on your own. There it is. This one right now is in second person. You're going to turn it into third person. Okay? All right. Then the last thing that we're going to do today, I have two last things that I want you to do on your own. I'm going to explain them. Okay? So I have two very short stories here. One is about a lion. One is about two people. What I want you to do is I want you to tell me, is this story, so here's number one, is this story third person limited or third person omniscient? Okay, that's what you're going to tell me. And then what you're going to do is you are going to tell me why. How do you know? Explain your answer. Okay, that's for number one here and number two. Okay, so that's what we're doing for today. Like I said, we're going to do third person today, and then we'll just kind of continue with the rest of the other ones as well, starting next week. We're going to throw them all together. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I am also available today. I'm going to have a Google Meet open at 10 to 11 to help you if you need any help. Okay, so do not be afraid to ask any questions.